Welcome and greetings, everybody, to Citywire's DFM CIO panel and roundtable for today. My name is Delphine Govender. I'm Chief Investment Officer of Perpetua Investment Managers, and I'm pleased to be your moderator for today's roundtable. I'm joined today by a fantastic panel of individuals who have long tenure in this industry and therefore need little introduction. But as a formality, here I am today with our first panelist from Alexander Forbes Investment, their Chief Investment Officer, none other than Jeonji King. From Innate, the DFM, Innate Invest DFM, the Head of Portfolio Management, Rico Venter. And then lastly, from All Mutual Multi-Managers, Interim CIO, Roland Gräbe. Welcome to you all. Really great to have you here today. I think we've seen over the last while that there's actually been a very high percentage of fund selectors that are part of the Citywire audience, as you know. And coupled with the evolution of product providers and indeed products, we've seen an exciting increase in the sort of profiling, engagement, and discussions in respect of particularly discretionary fund managers, or DFMs, as we call them. So in today's panel, we're going to go deeper and expand on the DFM conversation a bit more. But given that we have the top investment brains of your respective firms here today, we're really going to take this a little bit more of an investment-centric conversation and delve a bit deeper into the investment-specific elements in the decision-making process, particularly at your DFMs or the plans around them, and then the ingredients in the investment process at your DFM solution selections, what's worked well, what are you looking for into the future? And then also, importantly, given we have you, investment views, what is currently influencing thinking, not just right now, but also I think medium term and then longer term. So let's kick straight off, and perhaps for the benefit of our audience as well, some background and context. So I'm going to ask each of you to, and I'm going to start with you, Jeonji, can you introduce your organization's DFM solution and perhaps its evolution and perhaps even its current state of play? And I think what would be particularly interesting is if you could perhaps share with us the differentiators. How do you seek to differentiate your DFM solution from others in the market and perhaps from other solutions you offer? And what makes you excited about your DFM offering? I'll start with you.
Thank you, Delphine. It's great to be here today. Our DFM solution is Investment Solutions by Alex Forbes, very tightly linked to the Alex Forbes multi-management concept. Investment Solutions is a brand name, quite well known in the market. And in bringing the Investment Solutions brand plus the business to market, it's really to, as a new entrant, take all the learnings that we've had of the evolution of the DFM market and fill in the gaps that we see that we can really help financial planners, really assist clients in getting to those investment outcomes. Our solution leverages off the multi-management concept within the Alex Forbes Investments business. So very much taking all of the best thinking there from our manager research to our portfolio construction. And importantly, whilst we might be a new entrant to the market, we have a long history, nearly 3 decades, of solving client needs and outcomes. And we're really taking all of those learnings and bringing that to the market from a perspective of taking everything that we have in Alex Forbes and in our investment solutions, really filling the gap for those financial advisors. We do think that we have a very keen advantage with our global service partner with Mercer. Global investing has become very top of mind as the offshore regulations from a Reg 28 perspective have increased. But globally anyway, global investments is quite complex. And we think that our partnership with Mercer does give us a keen edge there, as well as the scale. We do have the scale of Alex Forbes and the 400 plus billion that we have under advisement. And we think that also adds an advantage for any advisor looking for a solutions and to package an outcome for their own clients.
Yeah, definitely exciting to see Forbes's move into the DFM market. Innate Invest, a name that we've come to know. Rico, you?
Yes, yeah, not long ago we were the new kid on the block, but we actually started more than 20 years ago as stand-up multi-manager. It was just the evolution of the DFM component of the business that we then branded as Innate Invest. But we've been managing portfolios we've in fact got a 25-year track record on our global offering, been managing DFM type solutions for clients for about 10 years, and the last 3 years really taking it out to the market. I think what's really exciting compared to the institutional business that we had in the unit trust we used to offer, we're much closer to our clients in the DFM space. That's very exciting. Also our global product introducing our clients to that and really trying to see where we can help our clients with, especially on the global side, and bringing some of those innovative ideas one can use on the institutional side and implementing that into the DFM side and making it quite exciting, I think, for our clients.
Thanks, Rico. Another household name, Old Mutual, the green tie tells it all. Roland, you give us a sense of Old Mutual's DFM offering.
So our DFM was also born out of a multi-management business. I mean, we've got a very significant retail multi-manager. I was actually involved myself in terms of starting the DFM, which we launched in 2017. So not the first DFMs probably moved 10 years before that. In terms of our unique proposition, one of the things we identified is that very common in fund-of-fund business is the argument that multi-management just introduces an additional layer of fees. So from the start, when we set up, we looked at ways in which we can create complete portfolios at a more affordable cost to clients specifically. And the reason we focus on this is we've got quite an inflation targeting mindset. And we recognize that if you pay away a significant portion of your growth in terms of management fees, it makes it so much harder to beat inflation. So we've set the business up targeting value for money model portfolios. We were an early adopter of both indexation and ESG driven strategies. And also in terms of our own DFM fees, we keep that aggressively low to ensure the client accesses model portfolios at rates that's way below your typical balanced fund unit trust solution.
Thank you. Thanks. That's very interesting to get the perspectives. I think something that each of us has in common, which we're sometimes excited about and sometimes not so when we look at every birthday, is that we all probably have north of 20 years each experience in this industry. And I think what is interesting to understand is that even in 2024, after all these years of seeing, having been in the industry and feeling like we've seen it all, we see that there's new solutions that come in. So I guess I'm curious on a personal level, how have you found individually perhaps your investment know-how or something specific to you has been stretched mainly because of the introduction of DFM kind of tailored solutions? Jongi, I'll start with you again.
Thank you. It has been a very interesting perspective in terms of all clients have a need that you're trying to fill in terms of investments outcomes. And what we're trying to do in a DFM is get much closer to what those client needs are, and not necessarily getting everything as one size fits all. The very bespoke nature in terms of financial advisors and their individual clients mean that's a challenge in itself. How do you get access to bigger, what would only be available for more institutional type investors? How can you offer those as access vehicles down to smaller clients that have the same perhaps need and outcome, but can't necessarily get the scale in order to access that? And we, in terms of our own organisation, trying to tailor make and ensure that there's this breadth of offering that's not necessarily dependent on big institutional size has been a great challenge and a great kind of learnings in terms of how do we make it available for the smaller retail investor or financial advisor so they can make it available to their own clients.
Great. Rico, you personally, something you've learned that you didn't know before?
Definitely. It's just that closeness to the advisor and the end client, because in a unit trust you might be building Mercedes, but the client's looking for a Bucky or something completely different. And just being close to the client, being able to customize the product specifically for that client, that's quite rewarding. And I think some of the work we've recently done in the living annuity space that the viewers can watch out for is just meeting that requirement, coming up with something different to what we originally thought might be a good product to sell, and just tweaking it as we understand the clients better and better, and coming up with better solutions or more suited solutions, the Buckies some of the clients are looking for. Yeah.
Great. Roland, I know you've played many roles at Old Mutual Multi-Managers over the years and the different divisions. Something personally that you found the DFM offering has made you stretch into?
I think there are lots of challenges and also joys. For me personally, working with financial advisors are really satisfying. I think in the institutional space, it's very difficult to develop that level of trust and partnership that you can get in the retail world. And financial advisors tend to be very successful businessmen in their own right, so they're very confident in what they do. And that makes trust partnerships, I think, a lot easier, because they also reach out to us and say, these are the things that I need that will help me become more successful. And then secondly, I think financial advisors do introduce us to the end client more often. And I've had many conversations with clients of financial advisors, especially when it comes to offshore investing. Those clients want to engage. Some of them are ultra-high-net worth individuals. So you also have the pleasure of not just dealing with a financial advisor, but often having quite personal contact with the end client, which then also gives you a sense of whose money you end up managing.
Yeah, I think that's such a powerful point. And as an investment manager ourselves in the value chain, I think we also see the value of having that ability to connect as much as the roles of the intermediaries are key in the advice.